RAM, the short-term memory of the computer, the random access memory that we all so much like to buy and have the greatest numbers and the highest amount of and the greatest RGB show. How cheap can we do that? Can we get good performance cheap, or do we have to go for specific lengths in order to get proper functioning RAM? Nevertheless, we are gonna look at Team Group RAM today. They had this T-Force Delta DDR4. I got myself 2 8 gig sticks because I need that for this little bad boy right here. And I decided I wanted to do a video for this. And there's a very specific reason for that. The reason being that these were, drumroll, don't know how smart that is to do with the RAM, but nevertheless, $58.50. That might not sound like a lot to you guys, but I am quite sure that this is very cheap. Gotta stop whopping these around all over the place. Nevertheless, these RAM were imported from China. The thing about Chinese products, and the thing that I have showed you guys before, is that first of all, you never really know what you actually receive. I bought these from a site called Tmall. Tmall can basically be, you know, compared to Amazon. I think that would be the best comparison to go for. And the items in there are all legit, but there will be some times where you buy a GTX 1080 Ti and you receive this little random card that you don't really know what it is, but you know, that's a shame when that happens. Luckily that hasn't happened for me, and hopefully it won't ever happen. We'll have to see about that. But nevertheless, we're still talking about this. Let me just do something, you know. Oh, you can really see them there. They're looking good over there. That's perfection. Nevertheless, the shipping with these were actually quite easy. As I said before, I use an agent called Superbuy, which sort of takes care of all of the hard work in case they don't get shipped to them. I know as soon as they are in their custody, well, then they're gonna be in my custody eventually as well. I know that you're not gonna lose on it then, and they, you know, inspect the items, make sure that everything looks good before they ship it to you, so it's always gonna be golden. And that's really a nice thing. But as I said before, you never really truly know what you receive. And I think I've had the most absurd experience yet with this specific kit that I bought here. Let me just show you what I've received in the package alongside my RAM sticks here. I want to start by saying I have absolutely no idea why this was necessary to ship, and I'm quite certain that this is not a Team Group product at all. It kind of has Team Group written all over it, and it's kind of not related to computers at all. Super random, but it is sometimes with these Chinese products. I think I just spoiled it a bit there. Let me just... Yep. And you're wondering, is that a purse? Like, what is this? Why did they give it to you? Look at this, it's literally Team Group on it. I think they just bought these and printed Team Group on them and just made that look a little bit more authentic, I think. But yeah, I don't really know how to describe this the best way, so let me just show you what it is. It's a nail polish kit. I will give them this. My nails could do with the trimming right now, so I don't know if they maybe have seen some of my previous videos and realized that, holy shit, this dude needs to fix his nail situation. I don't know, and I don't really care too much either. I want my RAM. I don't know why I got this. The missus is gonna get it. She's probably gonna be way happy about it, and then life is great, and you know, happy wife, happy life. That's kind of what you say, so I'm gonna keep it at that. Let's talk about the RAM. Let's talk about the juicy stuff. Let's talk about why you actually clicked on this video. Not why, because I think you know the reason better than I would ever know, but you know, you wanted to hear more about these, so I'm gonna tell you more about these. 2 sticks, 2 times 8 gigs, taking us to a total of 16 gigs. These are 3200 megahertz. I wanted to get the 3600. Sadly, could not get that though. So, this is what we are at right now. They have a timing of 16, 18, 18, 38 at 1.35 volts. So that is super standard timing, super standard voltage, nothing too weird there. It's definitely a Team Group product, even though I received this weird thing with the Team Group printed on it. It is, I'm gonna risk it here and say this is a Team Team Group product. So don't worry, it's not a counterfeit or anything like that. It is actually legitimate. This thing, as I mentioned at the beginning, was $48.50. That is 409 yuan, which is the currency that you use in China, or equivalent to 49.70 euros, around there. In Europe, this, at least in my country, in Denmark, that is a huge saving. If I was to buy this in Denmark, it would be 1,050 Danish kroners. This is equal to around 166 US dollars, or 141 euros and 50 cents. So, you know, this is more than half price of what I would have to pay for it if I wanted the exact same product here in Denmark. These are also on Newegg if you want to buy them in US. These are on Newegg at the moment $99.69, or around 85 euros, just to compare for all of the European viewers here. So there is definitely some money to save if you buy these, and I'm actually surprised about just the amount of savings, and I have no idea why these were so cheap. They're definitely not used or anything, because they are looking brand new, and they came in their box, and their box had the sealing and everything. So things were really looking great up until here, and I still haven't found anything, and they look great altogether. So I was kind of just digging into a little bit if it was the DDR5 situation being just around the corner. But while the DDR5 are closing in, the general price development across the market just does not indicate any close up news that we don't really know of that would explain this, because you don't see a general harsh drop in RAM prices. I think honestly this is just super cheap. And we have seen DDR5 just show itself just a little bit, and we have heard of some tests working, but I would be surprised if it's before 2021 that we actually get these. And it's gonna be, of course, way better with around double the bandwidth, and, you know, as double the performance in the same sizing. So it is going to be way better, and we are going to see much better performing RAM. And I don't know if China is just, if they know more over there, if the producers of them, the factories over there, and the companies, they generally keep themselves more updated or more first-hand with the golden information. I would be surprised if that's the case. I really do not. I'm just speculating here right now, and I would be very surprised if this had any truth to it, because I just cannot find any reason for why this should actually be just ever so slightly true. It's just a very, very cheap product. But how do they perform then? Well, I just quickly installed them in this machine. Let me show you some pictures of it right there and show you what this actually looks like, because the RAM here are actually functioning quite well. They are as easy to install as anything else. One thing I really like about them, let me just show you that here. It's actually the very narrow profile. I used these Corsair in my kit here before, or in my ITX build before, because they have a very short and narrow profile. Now, while the Team Group RAM here are just a tiny bit taller, or I say tiny bit, but you know, they're actually twice as tall almost, they're still quite easy to install, because the biggest issue here is just the width of the RGB module. But these are actually very slim, and I quite like that, because they fit perfectly into this machine. So very nice purchase there. The RGB functions of the RAM literally functions flawlessly, and it runs with any RGB software basically. At least that is what the company has written. I haven't tested it on all of the different software that you can find, but for this specific ITX machine, I am running Gigabyte's RGB Fusion in this, because it's running a ITX 450 motherboard with the Wi-Fi support. So at least for that one, it is functioning perfectly. I would be very surprised if it does not work with any other motherboard. That would probably be related to something else then, rather than these RAM being what they are, because they function flawlessly as far as I can tell right now. The light on them looks clean, bright, as you could see before. It's looking very, very good. Nothing to pinpoint there. And finally, on this RAM, if we were sort of to conclude something with them, as always, and as I have said in my previous videos on these items that I have bought from China, the shipping always comes with a risk. You never know if you receive the items that you actually imagined. Using an agent like I do can help you somewhat, and actually make sure that you just get a product that will be to some extent quite legitimate. And that is, in general, if you want to give it a shot here, I'm not going to be the one to stop you. I'm not going to be the one to tell you not to do it, because it is a very nice shopping experience in case you actually manage to get the items that you paid for, because you can save money. Regardless of what people tell you, you can save money if you do this the right way. As you can see, this is a great example. I still do not recommend you to just jump in and do it, because it takes quite a lot of research in order to get it. I simply do this because I think it's funny, and hopefully you guys enjoy these videos where we buy some of this stuff and see how cheap you can actually get it without living in Asia, where products sometimes tend to be cheap. They also sometimes just do not tend to be cheaper at all. And then the shipping prices, when you do this, might royally screw you over. But even if you paid high shipping for next day delivery, you would still actually save a decent amount of money. I had a barrier of $110 that I could use for shipping on these, literally more than $100 cheaper in China. So it was without a doubt a good solution for me. There is just no question about it. And yeah, I think that's pretty much it for this video. I just kind of wanted to let you in on this one, because I am genuinely surprised about the fact that I am sitting with this in my hands right now at the price that I paid. I don't even think you can pick up used ones for a price tag this low. So very, very nice. Thank you so much for watching, everyone. And don't forget to check out all of the other tech videos that we have done on the channel. This is a gaming channel, but we are also a tech channel, so you should definitely go and give the different videos that we have a look. I'll catch you guys in the next one. Thank you so much for being here. I'm out. Bye-bye.